All right. Let's talk about Cooper Flagg. I want to go over a few things with him. We're going to more focus film wise on his offensive end, and then I'll kind of switch over and just talk about his defense more without the film. But this is much more of a rough thing I'm kind of doing, trying to play with this film and seeing how well I can do some film breakdown here. So let's talk about Cooper Flagg. I'm actually really excited about this. As a draft prospect, I'm probably going to rank him around the spot of where I would have ranked Cade a few years ago. I think they're a similar type prospect where they can really turn your franchise around and be just absolutely scary. I mean, we're seeing what Cade's turned into. So Cooper Flagg to me is definitely that type of prospect. We're going to go over his pick and roll because that's kind of a main thing going in to the NBA. So let's talk about first him getting downhill, right? He's really good when he's on balance, but as you can see by this one, like when he's pushed off balance, it can be difficult. But this is a great one where he gets to a spin move, which is like his patented move, drive right, finishes through the contact. And then here, another one where he's kind of sped up down there, and that's just a good contest. Some of these good contests have been tough for him throughout the year, but like this is an example of him going downhill strong and going through the contact. And when he does that, I mean, he's unstoppable. This is another one against Clemson down late in the game. They ended up losing this game. That's just two guys going after him. Like he's just got to be strong and be able to handle that. Again, loves that spin move. And when he gets off too, he's just flat out dangerous. This is a shot that I will be very interested to see if he can take into the NBA, because when he gets downhill and gets to this fadeaway here, like if he has that shot in his game, it's going to add so many points to his scoring. I mean, he's just a flat out unbelievable scorer to start. So if he has another move like that to get in there, I think that would be really dangerous. And then here against Kentucky, late in the game, he comes off the screen and roll, gets to his right. This is a tough and one. I remember watching that live and I was like, oh my gosh. Now we're moving into him going to his left hand. This is just an example of a great rim contest. I'm going to fast forward a little bit, get to his left hand drive. He gets to 2 feet and then rushes it a little bit. He has a tendency to rush it at the rim, but overall, I mean, he's just a fantastic finisher. I'm being very critical here with this film breakdown. This is like, like a coach watching it, right? So here again with that left hand, it's not as good as his right. I'm gonna be honest, but like once he gets to a spin move like this one, let's watch that one again. I mean, that was ridiculous, right? Like he's flat out insane. This is another great finish with his right hand, getting to his spot. This is against Auburn, which this was a big win. Again, if he can get this fadeaway down, I think it'll be absolutely huge for his game. This game, they also lost to Kansas. This one, everybody thought Kansas was going to be the team. I think if he gets that finish down with his left hand, he'll be really dangerous. Again, this is a spot where he's able to get to 2 and finish over my boy Trey. When he gets to 2, he's really, really dangerous. And I'm telling you, if that jumper starts to fall, these are 2 examples of him missing fadeaway jumpers. But if that starts to fall for him, that will be really, really scary on the NBA level, him being able to get downhill. And then, of course, this is a play where he just absolutely gets downhill, throws it down. All right, let's look at his pull-up 3 moving to his left. It's a lot easier to score on the 3 when you're moving to your left, and most of them will come when the defense is, like you just can't go under and you can't play him that far. And when he's that tall and you can't go under, it's just really, really dangerous. And I have some misses on here, but like when he sets his feet, when he shoots his shot, like you got to step up here. And this one, like you just can't go under on him. And I really think with that aspect of him, I mean, he's just flat out dangerous. He's just so confident. If you go under, like I really think it's a problem for you. He likes to, when he gets to his right hand, more pull up to the mid range. And if he's on a team like the Jazz, where like he'll be their main scoring option, like getting into these fadeaways and getting into those spots are going to be key for him, and this game against Clemson, like just trying to get to his spots and trying to get to his flow is going to be important. Duke absolutely dominated their ACC competition, and I'm really interested to see after this injury how Cooper Flagg looks. He's going to be coming back from the injury, and he's got some tough moves, like really, really tough moves. And I really like how polished he is already on the mid range. And like if he can, again, like those fadeaway jumpers, like if he can get those to fall, it's just like, man, like this guy's going to be really, really tough to deal with. And, I'm really, really excited for him moving into it. Again, another spin move. He really likes that spin move. It hasn't been great for him down the stretching games, but overall, I mean, he's just been really impressive. And here, just taking him one on one, like that ability to score and one on one, you don't really see that too much in the college game. And Cooper Flagg definitely has that. Another guy that had that was Cade Cunningham as well. So like, Cooper Flagg, like he's shooting with any airspace, very, very confident shooter. And I love that about him. I mean, I really think when you're that confident, you're going to turn into a good shooter in the NBA. And I think that's dangerous. Like if he's shooting 35% from three, that's scary as a number one option getting all the shots. If he's shooting like 38% and he's a number two, number three option, like again, that's really, really scary. And the pull up threes are going to just improve. They're not where he wants to be yet by any means. I mean, this is just a ridiculous shot there. I remember that against Clemson, like really, really just unbelievable. And again, like you can't leave him. He's confident. He's really, really confident. And I'm very interested to see like how he looks. And he doesn't shoot the pull up three to his right very often, but man, like that could be important. And then again, here's pull up mid ranges to his left. Like he can just get to his spots. It's really, really dangerous. Like I'm excited for that. And the fact that he's going right, again, I talked about how it's easier to shoot the pull up when you're moving to your left. If he likes going to his right already, like that's already pretty scary as a mid range shooter. So I think as a self creator, he's going to be really, really impressive. So if he is a number one option, I think he's going to be able to score at a really, really high clip right away, which I think is huge. And then the 3-point shot is going to be like questioning, okay, can he be elite or can he be, like what specifics it can be. As a spot up shooter, we'll go through a couple. I think it's the confidence. I really think it's the confidence. Like him being able to shoot these shots. Like if he's wide open, he's shooting it right away. That's really important when it comes to the next level, because those are the shots he's going to get catch and shoot if he's a second option. So getting into those spots is just going to be really important for him to try to get to the next level and be that guy. So we just went through his pick and roll stuff, which pick and roll is his main type. The next main type for him is the spot up shooting, which is huge. That's another NBA thing. And then on the offensive end, you're seeing him a lot get out of transition, which is going to be huge on the next level. So many teams are running at a fast pace, and him being able to run in transition and get to spots is going to be really important. He's a great isolation player. Those four main things at the top, those are his main types. So, again, I'm a manager right now. So when we're looking at people for personnel, we're looking at, okay, what 3 to 4 things do they do at the highest clip? And those are kind of the things that we're scouting in him. So when I'm looking at Cooper Flagg, I'm like, okay, he's going to be coming off pick and rolls like most of the time. Right. And then in the spot up game, it's like, okay, he's going to be there for catch and shoot. So we got to watch out for him as a shooter. I don't think we play him like a red, which is like a really deep shooter, but we play him like a green, like he can't shoot the ball, like don't leave him. Right. And then he gets out in transition and he's a great ISO player. Those are kind of the specifics, like when you're looking at him offensively. Right. And then, on the defensive end, he's a stud. He can guard all 5 positions. He's all over the place. He's really, defending at a high clip. And, I think overall defensively, he could be one of the better defenders in the NBA. Like he can guard all 5 positions, which is absolutely huge in the NBA. His length can get into passing lanes. He's a really good getting into passing lanes, which is huge. And then his length, he can block shots. He's all over the place defensively. I really think as a defensive level player, he could I don't think he's Wemby. He's not Wemby. He's not Evan Mobley. As a defender, when you're looking at it that way, but I could see him at a level where he's probably below the Thompson twins as well. So I think he's going to be at like a high level where it's like, okay, he's not like a liability at all. And he's not just a decent defender. He's going to be a good defender. I don't know if he'll be an all defensive player, but like when he's guarding you, it's not a mismatch. Like he's going to be able to stay with you. He's going to be able to guard you. And I think that's dangerous. I think that's really, really dangerous. So looking at it that way, I feel like he's like an A- defender right now. And we'll see like perimeterly, like if he can grow and You know, like his blocks are awesome, his steals are awesome. To be honest, like I could use a little more work looking at him defensively. I've looked a lot at his offense, um, and I feel like his offensive game, you know, like B plus to A minus right now. Then if you're already at that stage, it's like, man, you know, like with some refining, we could really get there. Like with Cade, I was like, okay, he's like an A minus offensive player already going into the NBA, and then he's like a B defensive player going into the NBA, which is huge. And with Cooper Flagg, I'm like, okay, like B plus offensively and then A minus defensively, and that might put him as a better prospect than Cade, which is tough. I feel like they're a very very similar prospect because guard a guard prospect that can like take your offense and do all that, that's so much more valuable to me than like a forward doing all that, right? So I think Cooper Flag, like he changes your franchise. He's unbelievable, and I really am looking forward to seeing him more in March Madness and seeing where he kind of places in that aspect. But if I'm looking at him right now, like I'm seeing him as a Cade Cunningham type prospect. I'm not seeing him as like a Wemby. I'm not seeing him as anything like that, like crazy right now. But I'm seeing him as a Cade Cunningham type where it's like he's unbelievable and flat out insane and like maybe tank for him, like for sure. Like he's that good. But you know, I'm really interested to see more. I'm really interested to see how he'll defend at the next level. And I think offensively, he's definitely going to translate. And his stuff, like his 3-point shot, might take a little bit of time, but like he's already got the mid range bag. He's already got the pick and roll reads. He's a great passer. He can rebound the ball. You know, like there's a lot of things offensively to like. That's why I have him as a B plus player already offensively, and then defensively, he's just got so many of those tools. Like when a guy comes in and plays the Avengers or whatever they call themselves in that USA basketball team, and people are saying on that USA basketball team that he dominated the scrimmage. I really think that just shows you how talented a guy like that coming out is. And I really think Cooper Flag should be number one on everybody's board. He's unbelievable. And looking at him as a prospect right now, again, I'd have him like B plus offensively, A minus defensively already, which is just insane to say right now. Um, but yeah, no, he's really unbelievable.